What's up, y'all? Hammer here again, back with another live stream. Sorry I'm late again. I know. I've just been busy. I told y'all I've been busy. Even when I scheduled, I was gonna do another live stream on just pearly things. However, I had to close that live stream off because once again something came up. So hopefully during the summer I'll have more time. I'll be able to focus more on my YouTube channel. But because of just how busy I am, it's been a struggle. Right? But I didn't even know if I was gonna make it today. But hopefully, good thing I made it so we can get into this. Let's see who's here. Hope you're doing okay. Thank you. Lame America First Rifle. Brother, weren't you the one who was on Jason Black's channel defending just pearly things? Stop it. Are you gonna show up? Yeah, sorry guys, I'm a little late. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Now, before I even dive into the Pastor Bros, right? Let's take a walk down memory lane, right? Because I remember a couple of months ago, I was being attacked. I was being just, ravaged because I came out against the Pastor Bros. And I said originally, look, my opposition was not because I had a problem with black men going to the seas. The problem was them uniting under a hashtag. And I said, look, overseas, okay, internationally, black men are viewed at the bottom of the hierarchy. And so like, in case y'all have not realized this, everywhere you go around the world, black people, especially black men, are viewed at the bottom of the totem pole, the bottom of the hierarchy. And I said that even before this Passover thing, right? Black men, black travelers, black people already faced a lot of discrimination going overseas, especially to the Asian countries. Come on. They already faced a lot. I'm like, just a couple of months ago, we had China, I think where China essentially evicted the black residents there at one point and blamed them for COVID. So overseas, black people were already viewed at the bottom and were already treated really badly, right? And on top of that, black men also have this image of this big black brute who wants to fuck non-black women. Okay? Let me say it again. In case a lot of you black dudes don't know, internationally, the image that black men have is that you are a big black brute, mindless big black brute that want to fuck their women. That's how they view black men globally, right? The only thing you offer into them is dick, right? The only thing these men want to do is quote unquote fuck my woman. And so when you go to the other countries, right, you're going to face discrimination, but also those societies, those people are going to be less willing to let you deal with their daughters because of that stereotype, because of that image. But on the opposite end, a white guy can be average looking, bare minimum, busted up, show up to Cambodia or some other, country in Asia, and they're all over him. But you have to come in with a suit and everything. If you want to even get decent, you got to come in prepared. And the issue I had with the pastor was that, look, you as a group of black men internationally already have a bad image, which is the reason why we cannot do collectively what white men can do. And I said, with this bad image, the worstest thing you could possibly do right now is to create a hashtag of black men going overseas to fuck non-black women. Now you're gonna have some pastor bros saying, "Well, that's not true, Hammer. We're trying to get married." Look, stop that. Okay? Are there some guys? Sure. But the vast majority of the promotion surrounding the pastor bros was essentially easy sexual access. When you look at most of these passable channels, when you look at most of these guys who promoted, they were selling sex. That's what they were doing, right? Oh, look at me in DR. Oh, look at me in Brazil. Oh, look at me in Thailand. Look at how easy it is for me to get sexual access. That was a sales pitch. It wasn't, oh, look at me getting married. And that's not what dudes. That's not what Pastor was promoting. Most of the videos that were getting most of the videos that were getting popular and getting crazy views was not of guys promoting marriage. It was mainly of guys promoting how easy it was to get sexual access overseas. All right? Even the black manosphere, there was this thing called $40. You know, all you need is brother. Let me say, right? All you need is $40. What does that mean? If somebody tells you all you need is $40, what does that mean? That means is when you go to these other countries, you know, because the US dollar, the dollar, right, has a bit, you know, bigger purchasing power, right? It's much more powerful. You're able to buy more. Your buying power is increased. So when you go to those countries, right? Yeah. Like here in America, it may have cost you $1,000 or whatever, but there a couple of $100 you can do it. So that has been the main promotion when it came to Passover rules. And I said, look, the problem is that black men already have a bad image to begin with. They already have a bad image to begin with. And the fear I had is that by you guys pushing this image of black men going overseas looking for non-black women to fuck, all you're going to do is reinforce these bad stereotypes, right? And all you're going to do is give them the justification to go after you. They already don't want you to be there. They already don't want to be associated with black male travelers, right? But for them, they need a reason to go at you in mass. Now, you just give a reason. And all they got to do now is say, oh, there's this group of black men who are, you know, engaging in sex tourism, trying to fuck women overseas. Now, we know that white men have been doing sex tourism for years, but guess what? They get a pass. Because globally, white men are viewed at the top of the hierarchy. So they can do that and get a pass. But you can't. And that was the point I was making. But when I was saying this a couple of months ago, folks were attacking me, right? And it was so funny. I remember when Auston Holleman made a video in Brazil talking about how he was paying for women's rent in Brazil. I said, well, what? Talking about, single mothers. And he literally said that single mothers in Brazil are better than single mothers in America. And I said, wait a minute. You guys have been railing against single mothers for years. But now you're saying, oh, you won't tolerate a single mother in the black community, but you'll tolerate a single mother in the Brazilian community? And see, when I was calling out these contradictions, when I was calling out these flawed arguments, I was being attacked. Oh, you just hate it. Oh, you just hate the pastor. I said, no, like, this is not good for black men collectively. It's not that it is. This hashtag is going to hurt you in the long run. And the way this movement is going, it's not going to be good. But when I was talking about this, when I was calling this out, I was being attacked, right? And it didn't take long before I was proven right. Because a couple of weeks later, you had Auston Holleman being accused of sex tourism in Brazil, right? And of course, guys in the manosphere, guys in the Passover going, oh my God, it's unfair. Yes, it was unfair. But guess what? That was what's going to happen. He was a black male. Okay? It is dumb for him to think that they want to go to do him like that. Yes. And so funny, these dudes were showing all the videos of white men doing this. I said, yeah, white men are known for doing sex tourism, but here's the issue. They get a pass. I've said that multiple times. You're not going to, and that's the issue of pastor was that once it gets associated with black men, it's going to get treated differently. Right? And so when Auston Holleman, got busted in Brazil, for a crime. But see, dudes did not want to admit that Hammer was right, so they kept running hard for password. Oh, you know what, Hammer? You a hater. Okay. So then Auston Holleman, after getting his ass kicked in Brazil, he now goes to I think it's either Thailand or something, right? I think it's either Thailand or something. He goes, right? Over there, over there, same result. Right? he is on camera with a quote unquote Asian female slapping him on camera, talking about the most submissive. And when I was telling folks that, dude, this hashtag, because it's associated with black men, people are going to start, because look, black men already have this stereotype of being this big mindless brutes that want to fuck non-black women. And I said, because this hashtag is being associated with black men, and because you already have the stereotype of being this big black brute who wants to fuck non-black women, they're going to immediately classify y'all as sexual predators, as sex tourists, people who are going to foreign countries trying to get sex from non-black women. Right? I said this. And another thing I said, right, was that, look, it's not just that, that these non-black communities are going to treat differently, right? The men in those communities are going to feel some kind of way. A lot of these societies, right? Look, people don't understand, in most of these non-black countries, colorism is a real thing. In a lot of these non-black countries, they view white people at the bottom of at the top of the hierarchy. So they're all trying to get closer to white. And so when they see a white person go into Vietnam or Philippines, getting married to one of the daughters, for them, that's a prideful thing, right? For them, that's a good thing. Oh, my daughter is climbing the hierarchy. She's getting married to a white man. That's how it's viewed, right? She's climbing the hierarchy. But if she gets with you, oh, she'll be shamed. She'll be disowned. Because once again, you are viewed at the bottom of the hierarchy. So it's, oh my God, you're going to go with these big black mindless brutes? They're at the bottom. They're dusty. They have nothing. You need to go and get with a white man. That's what they're going to say. So when I was saying all this stuff, as usual, folks were getting mad, folks were getting triggered, fine, right? But over time, I was proven right. Auston Holleman got his quote-unquote black wake-up call when they started labeling him as sex tourist. Even though there were other white men who were doing the same thing, he was the one who was singled out, and we know why. He then goes to quote-unquote this new Asian country, and apparently, where he's at, a lot of the local Asian men seem to be having issues. But let's go ahead and play. Austin, tell me, Austin, how the men view you fucking their women.
What's going on YouTube? It's Auston Holleman with another vlog today. Today we're going to be going to a steakhouse because I have not recorded in the past 2 days, but I still have videos on standby. But I want to drop this one today, and then I'm going to drop previous vlogs. But today I want to talk about a really important topic for men that are traveling with the purpose of dating. Not all men's purpose of traveling is to date, but if your purpose of traveling is to date, we're going to talk about, do local men hate seeing Americans with their most beautiful women? This is
once again, it's black American, okay? Black men. This is what I see. These pastors, bro, I don't know what I'm telling the truth, bro. They have no problem most of the time with a white dude, a white American fucking woman, right? Because they view that as her climbing the hierarchy. It's only when they see your black ass with them, then it becomes a problem. Oh my God. This black man is with a gorgeous, Vietnamese woman. Oh, hell to the no. Right? I as a Vietnamese man, they view you as below them. Black people are viewed as below them. So when they see you with a beautiful woman from their community, oh, hell no. But because they view whites as superior to them, they get a pass.
very important topic. Very important. Because this can be dangerous. This can lead to you getting drugged. This can lead to a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of experiences, and I'm gonna show y'all around while I eat my steak and all that. And yeah, y'all just keep listening. So the first experience I had with a feeling that a local man was somewhat jealous of me dating, one of the cream of the crop or one of the better looking women of their society, was when I was in Thailand. This isn't the first time, but when I was in Thailand. For example, when they had the pool party, I never uploaded that video, but we had the pool party with all the YouTubers there and everybody was drunk having a good time. I took Kate with me. Kate and I, we were staying at the base. If you guys been in Pattaya, you know the base. We were staying there, And we were coming downstairs, and we got on the back of a motorcycle, both of us. So it was 3 of us on a motorcycle, but we're walking up to the motorcycle.
Now I want you guys to pay attention, right? He said that this has happened multiple times. So in other words, this is not the first time he's experienced this. Now, if you go to that, now here's the thing, right? He's not gonna tell you the truth, right? He's beating around the bush, for the most part. He's beating around the bush because he says Americans. No. It's black men, because white Americans, white men of America, they get a different treatment, and you know this. And if you and the crazy part is when you go to that video and you go to the comments, most of the subscribers say this. They're like, "Hold up, Auston. It's mainly black men who get this problem." So although Auston in the video doesn't really, he dodges it, his subscribers in the chat, who are also quote unquote guys who are for the pastor community, they are essentially correct and said, no, it's black men who get this treatment. So keep that in mind.
Cycle, and the guy, he just looked like he was just pissed. Like he just looked like these motherfuckers. That's what that's the look he had on his face. And so we all got on there, and he's driving like very irritated, like he's just very irritated. And when we get to the place, the ride was only supposed to be 60 baht. He was like, I need 200 baht, which is 3 times of what we were supposed to pay him. And Kate, I didn't even, I'm thinking maybe it's because the first thing I thought was maybe it's because, he has 2 people, because his bike was riding kind of funny because it was too much weight, I guess. It almost looked like he had a fucking dirt bike. But Kate was like, damn, why is it so much? And the dude, he didn't raise his voice at her because that wasn't going to happen. But you could just tell he was in his mindset of, I'm not dealing with it. You just need to pay me. And Kate was like, just pay him anyway because I don't want there to be an issue. But I could say something else she told me, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to, no. But in that situation, I felt like him having an attitude for absolutely no reason. Could it have been because I was with her? Possibly. Could it have not? Possibly. There's been also other times.
That's exactly what it was. Okay? And this is not, guys, the reason why I'm playing, because the title of this stream was Auston Holleman leaves the Pastor Bros, right? And he did. He recently made a live stream officially leaving the Pastor Bro. And this is a video that he did before that. So I'm giving you context. Originally, when I talked about how, hey, when you go to those countries, those men are not going to like you being with the women. Oh my God, Hammer, right? So now that it's starting to happen to him, he's being disingenuous. Because one thing, guys, if you go to this video and you go to the chat, most of the folks in the comments are checking him like, no, bro, it's mainly black men who get this treatment. They'll break it down for you. Okay? But see, this is what Auston Holleman is not going to say. This is going to get much more dangerous for black men. And I'm going to tell you why. So far, the only thing these men are doing is giving you bad looks, looking at you sideways, maybe even taunting you, right? It hasn't gotten violent yet. And here's what I feel is going to happen. If the Passport Bro movement really gets tagged internationally as a sex tourist group, if the Passport Bro movement really gets tagged as quote unquote sex trafficking, if they find a way to quote unquote connect Passport Bros with sex trafficking and sex tourism, this will then give the justification for these local men to come at you violently. We haven't gotten there yet, okay? Because you guys are still mostly viewed as a tourist group. But based on what I'm seeing, if it eventually gets tagged, if these international institutions, if these countries start tagging y'all as sex tourists and sex traffickers, it will get to a point where these local men will then have the justification to go at you violently. And when they go at you violently, ain't no one gonna protect you. No one's gonna care. And the same white guys who are over there, they will have no problem. See, here, you know what's so funny? When I watched the video, right, there was actually a guy in his comment who was talking about how when he went to Asia, right, it wasn't just that the local men didn't want him to be there. There were white men in that country who also didn't want him to be there. So you have a passport, bro, in the chat that was saying, look, when I was going to these Asian countries, right, it wasn't just Asian men that didn't want me to be there. You had white men who were expats, white men who had traveled there, who also didn't want him to be there. So it's not just that these non-black communities, non-black countries don't want black men to really be with the women, right? Even white men in the West don't want you to be there because in their minds, that's their spot, right? That's their place. They want to be able to go to Philippines, Thailand, and get a chick, right? They do not want to go to the Philippines and compete with you. They don't. White men are not trying to go to Vietnam, Japan, to these Asian countries and compete with you and compete with a black man. That's the reason a lot of times these white guys will side with the local men to go at you. These white guys will side with the local men to kick you out. They're not your friends. And so when I hear BGS say, oh, white men are taking the pastor bro. Yeah, white men taking over the pastor bro hashtag, it's not a win for black men, right? I'm giving an example, right? The reason why black men separated and made their own black manosphere space because white men made it very clear that you are not going to be equal to them in the same space. White men made it very clear that if black men and white men are in the same space, they believe they should be superior. Right? That's why y'all do their own spaces. If white men really take over the passable hashtag, they will make it white male centered. And they will go out of the way to cock block, right, any black male from also being a pastor bros. On one hand, they will preach pastor bros for white men, but on the other hand, they will side with the locals who go after black men who go there. Watch. So if that's really so the pastor bro tag, if the pastor bro hashtag is really gonna get taken by white men, that's the worst thing y'all want to happen. That's the worstest thing for y'all because they're gonna take it over and they're gonna push you Negroes out. Watch. Okay. But let's move on to the next video. Okay. Now, this right here was the point of this live stream. Okay. Because after everything I said, I was attacked. I was demonized. Even Auston Holleman had to leave Brazil, go to Thailand. Okay. 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 Go to Thailand. Return of Black King says Auston Holleman goes to here tonight with Pastor Bros. He's now bitching out in Brazil. Rappers is being played. That's what I'm saying. Okay, everything I said, y'all go to my channel, okay, and play back the live streams I did like 4 months ago about Auston Holleman and the Pastor Bros. I did like 3 or 4 live streams of Pastor Bros. Last fall, months ago, way back. Everything I predicted would happen to the Pastor Bros is happening right now. And it's getting to a point where even Auston Holleman, who is the face of the Pastor Bros, he's now saying the same thing. Okay? He's now saying the same thing. Remember when I was telling y'all that black men internationally have this image of being the big black brutes? And that by making a hashtag about you guys going overseas to fuck non-black women was a horrible idea, and that they'll just find a way to tag you with sex tourism and sex trafficking? Yeah, it's happened. Remember when I told y'all that when you go to those countries, the local women will have a problem? Well, it looks like Auston Holleman is starting to experience it. And I said, look, the more and more Pastor Bros gets identified as a sex tourism, sex trafficking type of group, these men, these local men, will start feeling justified to use violence against you. Not against white men, against you, black men. And white dudes will help them. Don't get it twisted. Okay? Remember when I was telling you how, when it comes to Paso Bros, most of the promotion is about sex? Let's keep it real, y'all. Most guys who are Paso Bros are not trying to get married. The vast majority of Paso Bro guys are going overseas for easy sexual access. But let's listen to Auston Holleman tell us, why he's leaving the Paso Bros.
Before, a lot of these dudes are promoting sex workers and telling you that they're regular women. And a lot of y'all are being fooled. Seriously. A lot of y'all are being fooled. Y'all think that these dudes got these fit, feminine, submissive women. And
hold on, Austin. Hold on, Austin. Hold on. Auston Holleman, are you admitting that the vast majority of the Paso Bro content creators have been painting a false image about women overseas? Are you admitting that a lot of these guys sell easy sexual access? Are you admitting that they portray these women overseas as being somehow, different from Western women? When in reality, like I said before, the only thing that separates them and women in America is opportunity. If they had the same opportunity, they'll be doing the same things. Go ahead, Austin. Keep proving him was right.
They're paying for him. And it kind of makes it hard whenever you got American women or other critics that come through and say that we're going over here paying for sex workers. When, to be honest, there's a few of y'all that are claiming Passport Bros, and I did not start Passport Bros. Let me make sure that's clear. There are a few of y'all that are claiming Passport Bros that are going overseas strictly just to pay. And hey, that's fine. You can do that. But I'm not doing that. And actually, back in January.
Actually, Austin, yes, you are. Okay? When you were in Brazil, like this is what I'm talking about, right? Austin was making the same kind of content. He still is. But now he wants to do the social because see, guys, it's not just what I've been saying, right? Auston Holleman can see it. He can see how all across the world, internationally, this tag is now being associated with sex tourism and sex trafficking. That's why now you're scared, Austin. I get it. In Brazil, Auston Holleman's name is all over the news. Okay? You can't go to Brazil anymore because you might get arrested. And the men that will use violence against you. Be honest, be honest, Austin. Be honest. Stop lying. You were doing this. You're doing the same content. When you were in Brazil and you were going to beaches and asking women how fast you can get into the bed, bro. If you make a video where you were in Brazil and you were going up, you're approaching random women on the beach, and you're asking them, "Hey, how quick can I get in bed with you?" When you're asking random women how you can get sexual access, that's essentially sex tourism. Bro, most of your videos, whether in Brazil or Colombia or even now in Thailand, you essentially promote the idea that for men who are part of the Paso Bro community, right, they can get easy sexual access. Let's be honest here. That's what you do. That's what your content is. Like, stop pretending as if you're separate. No, you're not. Most of your content is, hey, Paso Bros, if you travel out here, you can get easy sexual access, right? And you'll have a picture of a girl, with her chest out in some tight bikini. Dude, it's obvious what you're doing. Like, you do not post videos of you going to, I don't know, Kenya, trying to get married to a traditional Kenyan girl. That's not what you're doing. You're going to these countries, with a bunch of sluts. Let's keep it real. Going to these countries, dating sluts, girls, with tight jeans, tight skirts, tight underwear, tight everything, with the cleavage showing, and you're posting with them saying, "Passport bros." Like, come on, bro. You will be on the beach with a bunch of girls in bikinis taking pictures of them. Passport bros. You're selling sex. Own up to it.
Zoda Barber told me something. He said that he doesn't claim that because, and I knew this made sense when he said it, because it lumps everybody all in one thing. It lumps everybody so if he does something or if I do something, we all get thrown in the same umbrella. And there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's Auston. It's like I don't know if Auston listens to my channel, but like he's literally saying what I said was gonna happen. Okay? Black men as a group already have a bad stereotype. The worst thing you could do is create a hashtag where create a hashtag about you going overseas to meet non-black women and you are the face. That's the worst you could do. Because these people already have a bad perception of you. So all it takes, right, is for one bad promotion, one dude to fuck up, and now all of you get tagged. Because once again, they didn't want you there to begin with. Now, white guys can do that and get a pass, but you can't. But it's like, he's already breaking down what I'm talking about. And it's too late. You've already been classified as a pastor bro. It doesn't matter how much. Look, you may have made this live stream saying you're now leaving the pastor bros. You can't anymore. Everywhere you go, you're now going to be tagged as a sex tourist. These are the consequences
that you guys are doing that I don't even think about doing. There's a lot of clowns joining and claiming the whole passport bro label, and they're doing clown shit. They have no home training when they go overseas. A lot of y'all have no home training at all. And y'all go to these other countries and you're gonna end up getting killed, acting a fool, thinking you can talk shit about the people, thinking that you can be aggressive with people in areas that you really don't know where you at. The governments are run completely different in most countries, especially over here in Asia, In South and Central America, those are democracies just like America. They might be corrupt, but they're still democracies. But here in Asia, you have monarchies. They're constitutional monarchies, from my understanding, but that's still a monarchy. You have communism. And yeah, no, that's not flying in those societies. A lot of the ways y'all behave is not flying.
Now, keep in mind, right? Part of what he says is true. Part of what he says is false, right? Is there true that there's some pastor bros out here who are wild out? Yeah, I already know that. But what he's not saying is that the reason why a lot of these guys are getting so much attention is because they're black men. Because what Auston Holleman is not going to say is that white men have been doing this for decades. White men have been engaging in sex tourism for decades. They've always been doing this for a very long time, right? There's literally a stereotype of white men going to Asia to quote-unquote find a chick. There's a stereotype of white men getting an Asian male order bra. It's not new. The problem is, because these Asian societies, because many of these non-black societies view white people as above them, they get a pass. White dudes get a pass. White folks get a pass. But when you start doing it, then it becomes a problem. So is it true that some of these guys are just overdoing it? Yeah, but for most of the time, it's just the fact that they're a black man pursuing non-black women. Just the fact that they're a black man pursuing their own women. That's where it comes from. Just that alone will get you problems. Just that alone. You could be a guy who's respectful, nice. No, you a black dude trying to fuck out our women, right? Everywhere you go, you got an eye. They'll look at you weird, right? They'll make fun of you, right? They'll shame the girl. Let's be honest here. So I mean, he's partially telling the truth, but he's still mostly wrong. There are guys who wild out, yes, but most of the number one reason why black men or black dudes or black passable guys are getting the heat is because they're black. That's all that's according to. Because white men have been doing this for years. They get a pass. But this is what I said was going to happen. Okay? You're at the bottom of the hierarchy. And most societies, most of these countries, most of these non-black countries do not want to be associated. They do not want to be viewed as a country where black dudes come and visit. They don't. Most countries, whether in Asia, Middle East, most non-black countries do not want to be associated as the primary destination for black male travelers to fuck their women. They don't. Now, they have no problem being associated as a country where white men could fuck their women. They have no problem being associated as a country where white males come to marry the women. But as soon as they see a black, a dude talking about, I'm trying to pass over. Oh, hold on. So that's what's happening, Austin.
In that way. And believe it or not, I may talk a lot. I may say a lot of crazy stuff when I'm responding to people. I don't just talk like that all the time. Anybody that knows me personally knows I just don't sit around and just. I'm talking about something that happened in particular. If you hear me badmouthing somebody, I just know how to act. Let's just say that I know how to act overseas, but I do not promote sex work. And if you think I do, go find a video where I told you guys to go somewhere and pay for sex.
Okay. Austin, don't. Let me play it again. Let me play it again.
I don't just talk like that all the time. Anybody that knows me personally knows I just don't sit around and just. I'm talking about something that happened in particular. If you hear me badmouthing somebody, I just know how to act. Let's just say that I know how to act overseas, but I do not promote sex work. And if you think I do, go find a video where I.
Okay, so he said again. Now you heard it, right? Austin. Let me see here.
Where I told you guys to go somewhere and pay for sex.
Okay. And Austin, this is where you're being disingenuous. And see, this is not gonna work for you, brother. Okay? It's the same thing with all these guys in the black manosphere who like they keep defending just purely things. Just last night I was on Bea's panel. Right? And I swear to God, I have lost all respect for BGS. I asked him, why do you defend just for the thing? He said, well, the reason is we can use her as a proxy, to do advanced blackmail. I said, okay, so you're telling me that a white woman that brought on Nick Fuentes, you think you're going to use her against the white community? Yeah. Wait. It's like, what? This is your master teacher? The same white woman that brought on Nick Fuentes, you're going to use her against the white community. BGS, you guys can't even get black women in check. You can't even check your own women, but you think you're going to check another group of women. Get the fuck out of here. You couldn't even stop your own women from joining white feminism. But somehow you're going to take white women and weaponize them against their own community? It's retarded to me. But anyway, let's go back to the topic. I was a little rant. But going back to the topic, Austin, you know what? Let me play it again. I lost my... Let's play it again. Let's see what he said about the whole sexism thing. Let's play it again.
I just know how to act. Let's just say that. I know how to act overseas. But I do not promote sex work. And if you think I do, go find a video where I told you guys to go somewhere and pay for sex.
Okay, so that's what I was. Auston Holleman, stop being disingenuous. Stop it, okay? There is something called self-awareness, okay? You need... One of the critical skills in life is being able to understand not how you view yourself, but how do other people view you? Yes, maybe personally you thought you weren't promoting sex tourism. But the perception of what you were doing was very much sex tourism. When you would go to Brazil and approach women on the beaches and talk about, hey, how quick before I sleep with you tonight, right? When you would go to Brazil and interview women and talk about, how easy it is for them to get smashed, come on, bro. All of your videos, one way or another, whether it's in Colombia, Thailand, Brazil, they all have to do with how quick it is for a man to get sexual access. It's all about sex. Let me ask you a question, right? Have you guys ever seen Auston Holleman, make a video about how to get married to a traditional woman in Kenya or a traditional woman? No. Now, Auston, if you were making videos about going to Kenya and getting married to a traditional woman and you're going to the ceremony and you're paying the bride price, yes, that's fine, right? But when you're going to countries talking about, this girl will smash, this girl will smash, this girl will smash, passport bros. When you're going to countries asking girls, hey, will you have sex with me? When you're going to countries and you're posting pictures of girls in bikinis, tight, and saying, passport bros, what do you think the perception is, Auston Holleman? Be honest here, man. Talking to females in public sex tourism. No, brother. It's not that he's talking to women in public. That's not a problem. The problem is what they're talking about. If he's talking about business, that's fine. The issue is that most of the time when he talks to the women, it's about sex. If he was having a conversation about the president, that's fine. That's not sex tourism. But when you're going to people to countries overseas, and you're approaching these women and you're asking them, hey, how quick would you have sex with me? Sex. When you're talking about sex so publicly with these women, that's sex tourism. Because once again, Austin, it's not about how you perceive it. Most people who watch your videos, their perception is going to be, hey, if I travel to this country, I will get easy sexual access. Auston Holleman, let me ask you a question, right? I want you to go to all the videos that you have posted, right? In fact, go to the videos in Brazil. Go and read the comment section of all the men who talk about your videos. The vast majority of the men who watch your videos and comment on your channel, the reason why they're drawn to your videos is easy sexual access. Even in the comments, they'll say, right? The number one reason why they watch your video because you are showing them how easy it is to get sexual access overseas. If your entire channel was about IRS, they wouldn't be there. If your entire channel was about, getting married in East Africa, they wouldn't be there. They're only there because your channel is about sexual access, women overseas. Let's be honest here.
Go find a video of me saying that. But there's a large number of dudes that promote it. And even when I tell dudes, hey, don't go over there and pay for sex, I can find it myself. I don't feel like looking for it, but I can find it. I've told dudes several times, don't go pay for sex workers overseas and enjoy regular women. And you can't complain about women in the States.
Like I said before, dude, come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Let's be stop this, bruh. It's like, do you think that people are this dumb and stupid, man? It's like, do you think we're just that dumb? It's like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? Imagine someone posting a video, right? Talking about how, oh my God, I'm going to kill the president. I'm going to kill Joe Biden, right? And they're making all these allegations. And then when the FBI arrests them, they're saying, I don't know what you're talking about, right? I was never really going to do that. That's how you sound. You've been making video after video talking about how easy it is to get sex overseas. Talking about, oh, these women require less. In fact, when you were in Brazil, you were talking about how women in America require so much just for sex. But how in Brazil, all you have to do is quote unquote pay the rent. Come on, man, stop.
And then just go pay for sex. You need to actually enjoy that experience that you may not be experiencing back. I did.
What Austin, tell me, what experience, right? What experience are they getting in these countries they're not getting back home? Because let's be honest here, the United States and the West are much more developed. So unless they're going to the learning about the culture, the only thing that really separates is sexual access. Tell the truth.
The stuff that I brag about when I was dating overseas is stuff that wasn't that easily attainable in the States. The experience that I couldn't really get that easy in the States. But I didn't.
Yeah, Austin, dude. Man, Austin, I swear to God, if I was assigned to be your lawyer, I would say no. You began talking about how you don't promote sex tourism, and then you're now saying that, hey, I talk about going overseas because it's easier with the women. Like, come on, man. You're literally admitting it right now. Easier sexual access.
My solution wasn't to go over there and pay, but do what you want. I don't give a damn. I really don't care what you do. But it's just whenever they lump me in that same umbrella, I'm not going with that. I don't sleep with sex workers. I really don't. Guys, if that was the case, I went to the Philippines. I didn't sleep with anybody. That Vietnam, no. I can go without. I don't want to.
Once again, since he's dumb, once again, since he wants to be dumb, you don't have to sleep with prostitutes for it to be sex tourism. Okay? Let me help you out, Auston Holleman. Okay? You don't have to sleep with a prostitute for it to be sex tourism. If you go overseas, right, and you're able to leverage the fact that you are an American, leverage your passport, leverage those things in order to get easy sexual. In other words, right, if you're able to get sex in those countries, right, with less requirements compared to in America, that's sex tourism. If you're able to get the women overseas to give you sexual access much more quickly compared to here, that's sex tourism because you're leveraging, right, your nationality, your passport, right, to extract that from them. Because the local man is not going to be able to do that. Yeah, he was a coward. Y'all saw that shit, right? I destroyed BGS on his panel. And when BGS could not debate anymore, he left. He dropped me off. But don't worry, I will do a public call for BGS Long. Let's keep going.
Hey, I really don't. I don't like to. Somebody said it sounds like you do care. Let me read a couple of these comments. Yeah, if you don't speak the language in a lot of these places, you will end up paying at some point. We got about 100 unread comments. So let me see. There's a lot of comments coming through right now, so I'm only reading super chats. So if you want to read if you want me to read your comment, leave a super.
Now I understand why it's starting to freeze up right now. So y'all, if the video seems laggy, sorry about it. I don't know why it's doing that. hopefully it gets back on track. Yes, he did. It's like, look, you should also want, bruh. You know he won, but you know what's so funny? Remember when I was on that panel and I said BGS? Okay, anyone who's been on my panel has known I never mute people. I to dump them off because I know I'm correct. I know my arguments are strong. In fact, I speak the least on my panels. I will have divestors, I will have all kinds of people, and they will speak for hours. And after all of that, I will still win because I know that I'm right. Like the facts are on my side. See, when the facts are on your side, you don't have to do that because you know you'll be right. But when you know you don't have the facts on your side, oh, now you got to stop. He would. So BGS, catch this L. Catch this L. Okay? Don't run from the BGS. Don't run from it. Because same ones promoting Paso Bros. The so now turn around pretend as if you don't understand what the hell is going on. Okay? Stop being disingenuous. And I think what gets me so angry about the situation in general, right? What gets me so angry about this he said, "Why don't you show my channel on the screen, bro?" Dude, I'm not. Okay, there. I show on the screen. Yeah, he did. He get me on the panel. But see, this is the point, right? I have literally, I will say, listen, I've known about BJ for years now. I have never, ever in my life seen BGS behave like this. Never in my life. Most of the time, if BGS is correct about an argument, right, what ends up happening is that he doesn't have to do that, right? What ends up happening is that the facts speak for themselves. It's only when you know that he's losing that he starts saying, "Oh, shut up, stop screaming, oh, drop." So I hope everyone can see that. And he really tried to say that just poorly things. And this is the contradiction. You know what? Don't worry, guys. I'm going to talk about it later in the stream, but let's finish this quickly, and I'll talk about it later.
Super chat. Okay. And let's talk about this because somebody was talking about me getting denied at the airport because I have a passport bro tattoo. There is a reason why this tattoo has. Let me tell you what I'm not gonna get rid of. Okay, from here down, that shit ain't going nowhere. I love this tattoo. It's not because I got passport bros on top. That's all one piece. I got
so Austin. You know what, y'all? I'm going to move on. I'm getting tired. So Auston Holleman, you have passport bros. You have a passport bro tattoo. Yo, this is like you can't make this shit up. You have a passport bro tattoo, but you're trying to leave the passport. So in other words, you were so invested in this movement. You were so invested in the hashtag. You went and got a tattoo that said passport bro. You got a tattoo that said passport bro, and now you want to disassociate yourself from the passport bro community? Now you're making a video saying you're no longer a passport bro? So Auston Holleman, are you now going to remove the tattoo? Man, this is, y'all, you know,
this separate because I knew at some point I may change my mind on the passport bro part.
Yeah. So now he has to go he has to go and remove the whole tattoo, right? Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, before I go end the stream, let's go and address the situation with BGS. Okay. For those who may not know, I was on a panel last night, and where is it? Is it here? Okay, there it is. I skipped over it. Okay. There it is, in fact. Let's put it here, all right? And so this happened last night. You know, yeah, because BGS can have enough. I can talk about BGS, but I think it's best for you guys to hear with your own voice. Let's play.
Especially as far as the pearl, what the pearl thing has showed me and taught me, is that we may not be ready for this moment, and we may not be ready to do what we need to do to save the Black community as it's situated. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Now, guys, BGS is the one that invited me up. I came up and it's like, I want you to watch the debate and see what happened. Let's go ahead.
Man.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with BGS. Look, I understand you're
no, you
angry.
don't understand. You don't even tell you understand because you don't. Don't even start that.
Look.
Yes, guys. BGS is 60 years old. He's in his 60s. Yeah, he's a 60-year-old man behaving like this online. It's crazy.
Let me just say this, right?
I don't have to let you say shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, really? So what's what asked me up? So you can scream?
Yes, I can scream. Yes.
And take a look at the panel? You know, BGS, I literally will have our streams
it is you.
with feminists, divestors, and I have no problem. Why? Because I know my arguments are strong.
Yep, and I said that, right? I know that I have the facts on my side, so I don't have to talk people. I let everyone let them speak, let them get a voice up, right? I let them say what they gotta say. I know in the end, after they get it, when I bring the facts, they'll lose. It's only when you know the facts are not on your side that you gotta start resorting in all these childish methods.
Why?
I can let them say all the arguments, and I know I'll win. I don't need to mute people. Everybody knows, hey, when Hammer goes live, you can hop on. I'll give you the entire floor, and I'll still win.
Do you know how to shut up? Do you know how to shut up?
Okay, go ahead. Tell me how great Just Play things is. Go ahead.
Huh? No. How great? How what? What? Dude, wait a minute. Come on, man.
Tell me how much. Well, BGS, weren't you the one that said that the manosphere is trying to use Just Play things to, achieve things?
Yes.
That's retarded.
Why?
So you're telling me
No. Why? Not that you're telling me.
I'm gonna tell you why, right?
And to give you guys context, that's literally what he said. Before you have a quote unquote BGS follower saying, you heard it right, he believes that the Black manosphere should use just purely things against the white community. That's how dumb he is. And I'm like, but hold on, BGS. You're telling me that the same just purely things that brought on Nick Fuentes, you think you're gonna use her against the white community? Are you fucking retarded? Now this was so crazy, right? So crazy. This is the contradiction that I hate. Okay? BGS will say that he wants to use just purely things for the Black manosphere. And then when people attack BGS and the Black manosphere for defending just purely things, they're like, what are you guys talking about? Okay? We have nothing to do with her. But wait a minute. How can you say you have nothing to do with her when you're literally saying you want to use her? Oh my God.
Just Pearly Things is not going to fight for black males' interests.
Why? It doesn't. The thing is, what is
She is a white woman. She's
Why?
not a part of your community.
Hammer. What are black males' interests? What is it? Name
Black males. Well, based on my opinion, black males' interests by more like patriarchal privileges, right? Male rights.
What are male rights?
Child custody, stuff like that.
Child custody. What else?
Child custody, I will say, schools mainly focus on black boys. Another thing that come.
No, male interests. Okay, male interests. What is it? Okay, what is it?
Male interests.
Now, guys, pay attention how BGS keeps moving the goalposts, right? He asked me about just Pearly Things, right? I answered the question, right? Throughout this entire conversation, I constantly put BGS against the wall every single time, right? He puts the argument out, I destroy the argument, I put it against the wall. And every time I put it against the wall, he goes to another topic. When he brought the just Pearly Things conversation, right? I essentially just showed him on that, saying, look, she's a white female. She's not for the interest. Okay. Then he goes to quote unquote black men. I beat him on that. Then goes to men. Watch what he's doing.
I will say definitely custody, education, schools that focus on education, scholarships, stuff like that.
What else?
Positive male role models and I can list all that.
No. Keep going.
That's all I can think of right now, but I'm sure more can come later on.
Wait a minute. That's all you can think of. That means you're not versed in what black men and men really
Bruh.
Are you?
If you want, I can do it.
Now, did you guys catch that? He started off by saying, what do black men want? I answered it, right? Then he switched and said, okay, what do men want? I answered that too. And then he'll say, well, what do black men want? Pay attention, y'all. See how whenever I score a goal, he moves the goalpost.
Wow.
Wait. Are you? Because you should be able to list them, right?
Am I a PhD when it comes to male studies? No.
Well, then you don't know what you're talking about, sir. So
yes, I do. Because this conversation. Okay.
Now, you want me to tell you why she's important?
Yo.
Now remember, guys, BGS is doing all of this just because he doesn't want to condemn just Pearly Things. I want y'all to understand all of this goalpost moving. He's doing all of this just because he doesn't want to condemn a white woman. Bruh, all we're asking you guys to do is this girl. Look, all we are saying is this girl said some racist things and we need y'all to condemn this white girl. That's all we're asking. And you guys, instead of you condemning a white female, you guys are going on all this goalpost moving, talking about strikes, talking about dude. We're not talking about men. We're not talking about Ada. We're talking about just Pearly Things. Just condemn her. Why is that so hard?
Okay, BGS, please tell me how a white woman who brought on Nick Fuentes is gonna push for black male interests, not male interests, because white men are their own thing. The same white men that rejected just Pearly Things.
Hey,
all right,
stop. You asked the question, right?
Go ahead.
Now y'all see that, right? Y'all see that.
You're not here to pontificate because you sound like an idiot by doing it. Okay.
So wow, BGS, is this really?
Yeah.
Really?
Now,
this is what you have?
Now sit down.
I'm disappointed. I've lost social respect.
Well, sit down and shut up and listen. Because you haven't listened.
Okay. Tell me how a white female is going to support us. Go ahead.
Okay. Number one, what is she fighting for? One, she's fighting for male rights, right? 80% of what black.
And he actually went to. He actually tried. It's like, dude, bro, when the person says, tell me how a white woman is going to fight for black male interests, the answer is no. But he actually tried. I'm just like, dude, like BGS. There's no way are you falling for these traps these easily? Come on. Let me tell y'all something, right? The reason why what business is saying, the reason why business is wrong is because this is the same thing black women try to do. What BJ is suggesting is what black women tried but failed, right? Because remember, black women sided with white women and white feminists because they thought what? They thought that by aligning themselves with white women, right, and using white women, they would gain benefits. But what happened? In the end, it was the white community that used black women and threw them aside. And now BGS is proposing for black men to do the same thing, to try and use the white woman as a way to quote unquote get benefits from the white community. No, they're gonna use you and then we don't need you anymore. They'll throw you niggas to the side. That's what they're gonna do, BGS. Okay, the same way, just Pretty Things, she was all cool with black content creators, and then she said, okay, you know what, I don't need you anymore, and she brought on Nick Fuentes. Come on.
Okay, white men want. Who has the power to actually make that happen? Is it black males in any country, but outside of Africa? Is anyone?
So,
ask the question, yes or no. Okay, ain't no so.
Black males on the
now y'all see the whole yes and no stuff, right? But go ahead.
Class in America.
No. So who has the power to change the laws, sir?
Well, more than likely white men, but
so who would they have to appeal to get the laws changed, right?
Well,
who do you have to appeal to change the laws?
Yes, you're gonna have to appeal to major society, but here's the issue, BGS.
Listen.
She is being branded as a female Andrew Tate, man. What are you talking about?
Who is Andrew Tate fighting for? Okay?
Andrew Tate is male.
Now, y'all, BGS just like that went over his head. The reason why it's important that she's being branded as a female Andrew Tate, BGS, is that it's going to be hard for her to advocate for male interests because she's going to be viewed as being anti-female bias already. So when she's talking about custody, right? All feminists, all they have to do is say, hey, this woman, she's misogynist, she's anti-female, so everything she says about male interest, she's being biased. And so with her being tagged that way, it's going to make it difficult. But they just threw Andrew Tate in jail. Just because he was, right? Him being labeled as a misogynist, right? Him being labeled as anti-female, right? Essentially resulted in him being where he is right now. He was literally dropped from all social media platforms recently. That's how much they will go at you. And so her being labeled as an Andrew Tate means that you can't use her to quote unquote the way you think you can. You can't. Because the white community is already making very clear this girl is now being tagged. And what's going to happen is the same way they went after Andrew Tate, they'll go after her and go after you too. And trust me, when they go after the black manosphere, because y'all are black, it's going to be worse.
Really find really for white men for the most part.
For white men. So in other words, if we get 80%.
And you see how they're going after him.
So 80% of what white men want will help who? Will help who?
Well, in theory, black men, but white men have a long history of throwing on the bus.
I don't care about that.
Oh, you don't care about the history of white men with black men?
See, there you go. Let me ask you, man, where you from? Where you from?
He literally muted me, but let's keep going.
You're really the answer, BGS. I'm not answering that question.
In other words, nigga. Okay,
This is just sad.
I can count 9 rates of my people.
Beloved Summer, thank you. And for those who may not know, listen to this comment. The FBI has already come out branding Red Pill and Manosphere as extremist groups. Already. Just Pretty Things. There are articles now being written branding her as a female Andrew Tate. The problem is that the problem with trying to use Just Pretty Things, BG, is that when these people, when the mainstream classifies you as an extremist group or a hate group, it's hard for you to advocate for things because immediately people are going to say, hey, why should I listen to you? You're a hate group. You're an extremist group. They can just block their ears. And Just Pretty Things is now being branded this way. And so this idea you're going to use a white woman who's being branded as an Andrew Tate of females You're gonna use her to get male rights. It's like, are you fucking retarded? Like that's the dumbest shit I've heard you say.
My family being in this country, they came out of slavery. Did yours?
Now instead of him condemning just bully things, BGS is not going to go on an entire rant about his African American heritage. Which, once again, BGS, that has nothing to do with this conversation. But like I said before, right? When the facts are not on your side, you have to move goalposts.
Oh, my family came out of conversation, but this conversation is not about your lineage.
Did your family come out of slavery?
No, my family's not African American descent, but that's BGS. Why are you picking the?
Did your mama pick cotton, nigga?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, this conversation had nothing to do with Black Americans. This conversation was about you and why you're not condemning just bully things. But because the facts not on your side, now you have to bring 880 or West. Now you have to bring FBA in the conversation. It's crazy to me.
No, my mother did not pick cotton, but I support reparations.
My mother did. Okay.
And I'm sorry about that. But I'm not talking about your mother. So why are you bringing your mother's conversation?
Well,
why are you bringing your parents?
Why do you think I do? Why do you think I do?
You tell me, BGS. I have respect for Black American history. So why are you bringing this conversation? I'm asking you, why can't you condemn?
In other words, nigga.
And he muted me once again, right? He muted me. Our question was, why can't you condemn just bully things?
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you didn't live this shit. I did.
BGS.
I lived Jim Crow. Did you?
No, but this conversation is not about Jim Crow.
What are you talking about?
No, this conversation is literally not. BGS. This is sad, BGS. I'm so disappointed.
Okay, well,
it's like.
Well, then bye. You didn't disappoint it. Bye.
And so that's what happened last night, and he dropped me. But anyway, I'll go ahead and leave it there. FBI already declared, extremism. Thank you guys. Damn, it's 1 hour. I'll try to do another stream maybe on Saturday. Thank you all so much. And guys, this is the reason why the Black manosphere is being attacked right now. All we're asking is for y'all to condemn a white woman. And instead of y'all doing that, you guys are screaming about everything else. And it makes you look weak. And it's like, if you guys can't even condemn just bully things, there's no way y'all going to use her to quote unquote use her as a proxy against the white community. Stop that.